Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hobby Do 007 channel. Last night was the South Carolina Modelers Association Spartanburg chapter's monthly club meeting, and we had an absolute blast, guys. We had a really great time, about 16 guys there. A lot of laughing, a lot of going on, a lot of sharing of models. And you know what? We're very fortunate to be able to hold our meeting at Mason's Hot Rods and Hobbies, a fully stocked hobby shop. And I'm going to share with some of that with you here in just a minute, along with what I picked up. However, I also want to extend, if you live in the upstate of South Carolina or in western North Carolina, say Hendersonville or Tryon or any place lower part of the North Carolina mountains, we're just over the state line. We do have members in North Carolina that come down too. We would love to have you. If you're in the Spartanburg area, Greer, any of those areas close by, and you're a model builder, come on over and have some fun with us. We usually go out afterward and have a meal together, and that just extends that wonderful fellowship time. So with nothing else, let me show you the meeting last night as well as what I picked up. Hey guys, first up, let me share with you what I picked up at the meeting last night. Usually before and after the club meeting, we all kind of wander the aisles of the hobby shop looking to see if there's something that we need at home, or that kit we're looking for, or supplies, whatever it is. Well, last night I needed a few things, so I picked them up. I needed a can of Tamiya Bright Orange, so I picked that up. Also picked up in the Tamiya some masking tape. And the 1mm, I use a lot more of that than you might think for pinstriping and all, because, I mean, check out how thin that is. I mean, that is tiny. And I know I was low on that, so I picked up one. I couldn't remember how I was on 2mm, so I went ahead and picked up one of those too. This is really great masking tape if you haven't used it. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Also picked up some tires from Plastic Performance Products. David makes some absolutely great stuff, well-researched, perfect, great stuff. I showed you a set of these with the Tiny Lund Camaro that I'll be doing, and since I'm going to be using one, I always stock these, the 65 to 69 Goodyears, because that's my favorite era, and these are just absolutely awesome tires. Also picked up a set of 70s and 80s 10-inch Firestones, and another one from that era. In the back then it was, I think later it was Bush series and all that stuff, but these are from the late model Sportsman era back then. And also I mentioned to you, if you hadn't tried it, you need to pick up a Plastic Performance Products roll gauge set. If you do your own roll cages like I do, no problem, but a lot of times you can save yourself a lot of times with one of these roll cages from Plastic Performance Products. Really good stuff, great starting point, easy to use, and they fit about everything. So check them out. After that, I kind of wandered around the hobby shop, and let me show you what I found. As many of you may recall, about 15 years ago, I took a little hiatus away from model car building and got into another form of automotive hobbies, and that is RC car racing. I had an absolute blast with this, and if you think our hobby is expensive, get into RC car racing, because if you're going to stay competitive, if you're going to be a front runner, you've got to have the best engines, you've got to have the best tires and electronics, radios. It can get pricey, but I had an absolute blast doing this. We won a lot of races, and we were like I said, a top 3 car most all the time, and it was really a blast. And in addition to RC car racing, I also have a Nitro Revo 4x4, and this thing's a lot of fun to put around in, and as well as a Summit, a Traxxas Summit, that is still a lot of fun to play with from time to time, off-road 4-wheel driving. But I said all that to say this. I did something I rarely do anymore, and that is go down the aisles of Mason's Hot Rods and Hobbies and look at all of the RC cars. And this thing, this 67 C10, it's a drag slash. This thing is absolutely cool. low slung, great big wide tires underneath. This is just a good looking truck. But I looked at all these other RC cars, and you got the four-wheel drive, these Chevys here, and then you had the Fords, and just some really, really cool stuff. I even saw this thing, and Traxxas, by the way, they're a dealer for Traxxas, and they're a Texas-based company, so it's U.S. made, and they are a big name in RC car racing. But this Mercedes-Benz G63 6x6, I have never seen such, but hey, they usually just build the real thing. But cool. And I also ran into these late models. Can you believe it? And most of their cars with the standard brushed engines run about 35 miles an hour, and you can get these things, change them out to brushed or brushless engine sets and LiPo batteries, and you get these things pushing 70 to 100 miles an hour. And that's not a joke. They'll have it on the box sometimes too. But really cool stuff. Well, anyway, back to the club meeting. Like I said, we had about 16 guys there, had a great time. We discussed everything from recent shows that we went to and swap meets, upcoming shows, as well as our show that we're hosting in January, the Hope It Don't Snow show. And everything is ahead of schedule on that one. And if you've ever put together a show, that's rare. But everything is looking really good there. New venue, great lighting, great space. In fact, this is the biggest, I think, location that we've ever had. But really cool. Well, after all the business was over, we got over and started sharing the models that everybody had brought. And this Buick, just absolutely awesome. Good job, Freddie. There's just some great builds there. This is another one that was just kind of straight out of the box, but super well detailed. Just some great, great stuff. And with the body lifted off, you can see all of the cool stuff in there. And this one was just, it's one of those that was a model of the month for the club. And I love the contrasting colors. Always love those white interiors too. And just a good classic hot rod there. Really a lot of fun. Also on display, we have guys that'll bring some vintage kits that they've built over the years to share. Kind of like we do model cars and coffee, some of our old stuff from time to time as well. Those old screw bottoms, they're still cool little cars. And this one was one where he found the body, and he didn't have a chassis interior. He didn't have the bumpers or grill. The bumpers and grill turned out he found for a 63 convertible. But I think it turned out really nice too. Just always some fun stuff. Love the dioramas. Always telling a story. Just really cool stuff. And of course, we got a vintage stock car. And you know how I feel about stock cars, race cars of any kind, but stock cars. But a good vintage, really, really nice, well detailed engine. Just really cool. And this month's model of the month that was voted on by we that were there, this 67 Hemi GTX. This thing was cool. While normally I'm not a green car color guy, this is perfect for this car. And from the grill all the way back, this thing was well detailed. The stance was absolutely awesome. Just a beautiful, beautiful car. And like I said, it was model of the month. Well, at the end of the meeting, we wrapped up, and a number of us went down to Don Bigotos, a Mexican restaurant right down the street as we did last month, and shared a meal, a few more laughs and stories, just had a great time. And again, if you are a modeler in the upstate of South Carolina, or are thinking about getting back into it, or just want to have a good fellowship, and it doesn't have to be cars. Like I said, you can build whatever you want to. If you're a modeler, just come and have some fun with us. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Hope to see you at the next meeting, maybe. God bless. We'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.